Dating Game Show. My name is Christine Blackburn, and you guys are here on a fantastic night. Wait until you see the talent ahead of us, and we're so glad you're here, you guys. Everybody out there on Facebook and YouTube, thanks for joining us. Let's get started right away, and I'll introduce to you the Wheel of Stories. All right, you guys, there are 12 permanent topics on the wheel. Topics like drunk tank, school days, pets, Hollyweird, mom, holidays, birthdays, and on and on. There's also a space that says free. And if the contestant lands on free, then they could tell any of the topics on the wheel for their story. And there's also 3 spaces that say audience. And if the contestant lands on audience, well, that's very exciting because you guys out there on YouTube and Facebook, you can chime in the chat room and tell us what story topics you'd like to hear. And then our expert judges will choose one of them to be the contestant's story topic. And speaking of expert judges, you guys, let's get right to them right now. This first judge coming to the stage, he's a comedian and a writer, and he wrote on At Midnight for its entire run. He's also a broadcaster from the LA Dirty Dolls, and he's one of the funniest guys you will ever follow on Twitter. Please put your hands together for Blaine Capatch.
Oh, hi, Christine. I didn't hear you come in. Hi, it's me, Blaine. I'm broadcasting live from my Range Rover in Ecuador. I'm on my way down to the Cape of Good Hope.
Fingers crossed. Who is the show broadcast and coming? Who's our sponsor tonight, Blaine?
This is brought to you by Clamato Extra Dry Antiperspirant and Deodorant. The great smell of Clamato keeping you dry when you want to get up close. Clamato Extra Dry. Christine?
This next judge, you guys, she's an actress, a comedian, and a writer, and she's best known for playing Chloe on the Fox drama 24, and also Gail the Snail from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You've also seen her in Night School, Safety Not Guaranteed, Philadelphia, Little Miss Sunshine, Legally Blonde 2, Julie and Julia, Punch Drunk Love, Grey's Anatomy, Gilmore Girls, The Larry Sanders Show, Two Broke Girls, Mr. Show. She goes on and on. She's also done stand-up comedy all over the country, and she'll be in the upcoming sci-fi war film, The Tomorrow War, starring Chris Pratt. Please welcome the very talented Mary Lynn Rajskub.
I am exciting. That was an intro. Can you introduce me from now on for everything?
Yes, I will.
I'm a big deal. I'm about to judge some stories, so watch out.
I'm so glad you're here, man. I'm really glad. All right,
I'm happy to see you. Happy to be here.
This guy is an actor, a television host, a comedian, and a travel and foodie expert. He's known for the show Windy City Live, which is produced out of Chicago. And in fact, he's won 3 local Emmy Awards for that show. And here's a really great fact. This guy hosted 580 episodes of the TV dating game show Studs. And he's a stud, too. Put your hands together for Mark DeCarlo!
Hey, Christine, how are you? Hi, everybody. So happy to be here to start this new year off right.
Woo! All right.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Marilyn, can I have a couple of your credits just to balance mine out?
I won't even notice. Go ahead. And
Okay, thanks. Thank you.
Hey, Mark, by the way, can I borrow some Emmys from your snack counter back there? There's a couple of those snack counter Emmys.
I want a stud.
That's what I dry my underwear on those because it gets the air, dries them more quickly.
Put them in there, they tumble with them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mark DeCarlo, you truly have, how many Emmys are behind you right now?
They were there for a totally different reason, but it's 3 locals, so that's worth like a half of a national Emmy.
Ah, I see.
Like
on the open exchange.
Is it like LA Emmys?
Midwest, Chicago Emmys.
Oh,
okay.
I was going to ask if you had a star in Burbank.
I have a star on Halstead Street in Chicago, but right now there's a blues musician unconscious on top of it.
You're here with us. I'm so glad you're here, Mark DeCarlo.
See, that's my Cubs hat right there.
2 rounds of the game tonight, and if there's a tie, we'll go on to the 3rd round for a spin-off round. Now, you guys are judging in 3 categories. You'll give 5 points for each category: the story, the ability to stay on the topic, and the time, making a perfect score for each contestant 15. All right, we're doing good so far, right, you guys? So far, the names are right here in the can of truth. I'll be pulling them out randomly. And
the can of truth.
Because the winner is going to get some cheddar tomorrow on Venmo.
Wow. No cookies, though? When we do these live, you make the most delicious chocolate chip cookies.
Don't bring that up, Mark. We're taking your Emmy away.
You haven't tasted Christine's cookies? Everyone has.
I want one. I can't have it. You're torturing me.
Oh, I know.
All right, listen, you guys. The first round is 1 minute. The second round is 2 minutes. And everybody wants to keep their eye on this clock, the storytellers, because if they go over their time, they're going to hear this. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
It was a little smash, but it's going to be a lot harsher. Yeah. That smash.
Second one was better.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear that, right? Because if they hear that, we go straight to the judges and the story is over. Okay, we're going to move on and pull up the very first name who's going to tell a story tonight on Story Smash. It's a true 1-minute story. And this contestant, oh, look at that. This first contestant, she is a Los Angeles-based storyteller who, before the pandemic, was truly all over Los Angeles telling her fantastic stories. You can hear her latest story on the Risk podcast, which I love Risk. You can hear her on that episode 18. How about that? All right, you guys, put your hands together for Erica Blumfield. So great to see you, Erica. All right, you guys, tell her what to do. Spin
that wheel.
It's been brought to you by Crest Wet Strips. Get rid of those dry teeth with Crest Wet Strips.
So you said butt strips?
Holy cow. Audience, can you believe it? You never know what's going to happen on Story Smash, and Erica landed on audience. And that means we're going to go right to the chat room, find out who's out there watching the show and what their story suggestions are. Look at that. Someone said the Cubs. No, she's not going to tell a story about the Chicago Cubs. That's not going to work. But wait, we've got more. Okay, somebody's saying the best hour of the week, but I think that's the show they're talking about. Let's hear some suggestions. Are they
Breakfast?
Now? Oh, somebody wants to talk about the Capitol. I don't think she was there. Oh, look at that. Sandwiches. Someone wants to hear Tales of the Pandemic. Someone wants to talk about sandwiches.
Hey, you know what? Can I vote for sandwiches? Because I don't want to think about the Capitol or the pandemic.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm down with sandwiches too.
What do you think we're here for?
All right, Erica, whenever you're ready, we'll start the clock.
Okay, so there was my nemesis, Adina Siegel, and she was this girl who had perfect Julia Roberts hair, like when Julia Roberts was in Pretty Woman, and she always had the best sandwiches. She had these flank steak sandwiches on these beautiful French baguettes, and my mom was packing me Slim Fast shakes for lunch. And she always wore these crop tops. And I just, she became this nemesis of mine. And then she invited me to her birthday party where there was a ping pong ball fight with all the boys. And she thought that I had instigated it. And so at the end of the summer, when she had her annual school swim party, she didn't invite me. And I held this hatred for her until I saw her in Brooklyn when I was eating a sandwich, and I found out that she was going through a breakup, and I was, and I finally forgave my nemesis over a delicious Brooklyn bagel sandwich.
All right, Erica Blumfield. I heard a lot of sandwich talk, and I clicked it at the wrong moment, but it was perfect. Blaine, Capatch.
I like that it started with so there was my nemesis. That's always a great way to start a story. So 5 points for that. 5 points for the phrase ping pong ball fight. Sounds. I just like that. It's hard to say, hard to get across, but everybody
Very
knows what
visual,
we're
though.
talking about. Yeah, very, very visual. And I like the way it was bookended with sandwiches, which would get smelly after a while if you did it for real. So I'm going to give you. Christine told me not to give people perfect scores. She gets really mad at me. She put sugar in my gas tank, and I had to get my car towed to the dealership and have the entire motor replaced. It was $3,800. So I'm going to give you. I can't give you 15. I'll give you 14.
A 14. That's a fantastic score, Marilyn Rajskub.
Well, Erica, you did an incredible job. I'm going to take away points for the ping pong fight because super provocative and I don't understand what it is. And it's not my fault as a listener. I want to know more about the ping pong, but you were under the gun. You didn't have a lot of time to relay that story and you did an amazing job by bringing the sandwich full circle, connecting the sandwiches throughout the saga of you and your nemesis. Incredible. 14 points, Erica.
Wow.
Great score again, DeCarlo.
Well, first of all, time, perfect. 5 points there. And the content of your sandwich story mimics the construction of a sandwich itself. You started the story with sandwich. You said a lot of other stuff in the middle, and then you ended it with a sandwich, making a sandwich of the story, both metaphorically and languagely. So I do like the ping pong fight, very visual. You could almost hear the fight. I would have liked to hear a little more sandwichness, a little more flavor about the flank steak because it can be dry if it's not cooked correctly. I'm going to give you 13, Erica. 13.
It's not a bad score at all. You guys wonder why Mark DeCarlo has all those Emmys. Well, you just heard the man speak. That's a total score.
He's got an Emmy sandwich back there. He's got an Emmy on each side with an Emmy in the middle. And you know what? That's a Chicago style Emmy. It's got.
Can we agree that any sandwich, if you remove the regular mustard and you put the hot spicy mustard on it, is a better sandwich? Yes. Any sandwich in the world. Okay.
I can agree.
I like
Celery salt.
mustard.
Can we start to heal, please?
Can we all just? Yeah. You know what? Can't we? Brown mustard matters, people.
Nature's
Erica
returning.
Blumfield, a total score of 41, not bad at all. Thanks, Erica. We'll see you in round 2. And now let's pull the name of the second contestant coming up for a true 1-minute story. And that is, looky there. This guy, you guys, he's a writer, a storyteller, and an occasional comedian based here in Los Angeles. Now, he's performed on Risk, Right Club LA, Drunk Log, and other places. And he lost over a dozen mock story slams. God damn it. He's also the host of Emerson Dameron's Medicated Minutes on K-Chung. Please welcome the very talented Emerson Dameron.
Yay, Emerson.
Hey there.
Hi, Emerson.
Tell him what to do.
Spin.
Spin that wheel.
This wheel's been brought to you by Oreos, sour cream and chive stuff.
Birthdays. Emerson landed on birthdays. I'm sure you've got a story. Whenever you're ready, Emerson, we'll start the clock.
I used to celebrate my birthday on vacation every year. My family would drive from North Carolina down to South Carolina, which everything was cheaper and fireworks were legal. And on the night of my birthday, my dad would always celebrate by setting off fireworks, and we'd spend hundreds of dollars on fireworks, get all the good stuff. And one year, I remember he started with jumping jacks, which are these little phosphorescent sparks that glow and jump around. And one of the jumping jacks jumped into the bag of fireworks. And the fireworks display was condensed into about 60 seconds of pure jubilation. And I believe I lost some of the hearing in my right ear, but it was totally worth it.
All right, Emerson Dameron, amazing. Marilyn Rajskub.
Well, we got a show here. We got a show. You brought the magic. You brought the excitement. A bag full of fireworks. You stayed in the time And you lost your hearing in the end, so that was a good button up. Wait, I can't remember. Was your dad did fireworks for your birthday?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I'm gonna need to talk to your dad about this. How old were you?
It started when I was 5 or 6.
Okay, I'm taking off 2 points just based on your dad. I'm sorry.
It was the South. I don't know what else.
Carry that with you. Well, then you're gonna lose another point for mentioning the South. So, you got 12 points.
12 points. That's not a bad score at all.
That's great.
Mark.
Hold up your hands, Emerson. Do you have all your fingers?
Yep, all 10 of them.
All right. Well, then I'm not going to take points off of your dad. Clearly, he was very careful. Besides the time that all the fireworks went off in 60 seconds, you were great with your time.
I think from Venus, you know.
That's true. All your phalanges. It could have been funnier. Again, I'm thinking of the visuals of the fireworks. You gotta turn off your alarm, Blaine. No.
Oh yeah,
the fire.
Breaking into my Range Rover. Sorry.
Such a cacophony, such a visual shit show, if you will. I think you could have brought more of the energy to that in your story, though I do really enjoy the tone and timbre of your voice. There wasn't the frantic, psychotic energy that I would assume if I was 6 years old and that happened to me, I'd lose my mind. So I'm going to give you 12.
12 points. All right, Blaine Capatch.
I loved it. I loved going from North Carolina to South Carolina and that being like some sort of mission to Mars where you have to go into hypersleep or you'll lose your mind. It'll take years and years and years. You'll age too much. I lived in back east and all I know is you must have gone to south of the border, right? Was this south of the border? Did you get your fireworks south of the border?
Yeah, that rings a bell.
Okay, yeah. There's billboards up and down the Route 95 for south of the border. Like Pedro, is Pedro still there? It's problematic now, I think.
They're really good at promoting themselves.
They were, and then you get there and it's like a giant like paper mache place that would be in a Pee-wee movie. And they sell fireworks and lollipops and stuff. And it took me back and reminded me.
Don't confuse them.
Yeah, fireworks and lollipops. That's my favorite Lulu song. Am I pronouncing that right? Lulu song. You lost some hearing. That was great. But you never told me when your birthday was, so I'm going to take off a point, 14 points.
14 points. All right, look at that. Emerson Dameron, let's look at your total score. Take a look at the leaderboard. And what does it say? It says Emerson's total score, 38 points. 38 points. There's another round. You never know what's going to happen.
Got to make up for it next round.
There he is. There's the fire.
Yeah, there it is.
All right, you guys. This next contestant on the stage. Oh, I know this guy. He's an actor and a writer and a comedian, and he says he's a hand model. I don't know that. He recently starred in the award-winning film Saving Santa, featured at the Golden State Film Festival. Please welcome the one and only Phinney. Hannes!
Oh my goodness! Oh, control yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Please, please. Can I just start? Can I say a word to Mark DeCarlo?
Please do.
Yes, just one.
Mark, you and your Chicago Emmys, you forced me since I'm from Milwaukee to show you my Milwaukee Emmy, which is a block of medium cheddar. I've been living there 30 years. This is a 33-year-old block of cheddar, but I will never open it unless I get really hungry.
Okay. Well, it's worth more if you never open it.
Yeah. You can't sell it at CheeseCon if it's open. I get 2 blocks. I get one to open and one to keep on.
One to eat, yeah.
Sure. One to play with.
There was a Star Trek mozzarella I had that was worth so much money.
Why did I eat the Munsters?
Here we go. Oh, it's exciting. Oh my goodness. My sphincter.
By Tide Pod gel caps. Finally, easy to digest. Tide Pod gel caps and beef, chicken, and pork. Christine?
You make me laugh, Blaine. You just do.
Thanks, Mark.
Hannes landed on holidays. All right, Hannes, whenever you're ready, we'll start the clock.
All right. Let me see. And worst Christmas ever. Okay, my mother has died of cancer in Germany. So now I have to go see my schizophrenic brother in Milwaukee. But I have a little money from her, so I can try and make it a nice Christmas. And I buy a bunch of stuff, and I bring it over to his house his little tiny disgusting apartment, and he's just sleeping. He just sleeps literally the whole. Wakes up for 5 minutes, looks at me, doesn't say anything, and go back to sleep. So now it's Christmas Day. I have nothing to do. I don't live in Milwaukee anymore, so I decided to go to the movies, which is something that I would never, ever do on Christmas. I'm not religious, but for some reason, it seems sacrilegious to go to a movie on Christmas. So I go to a movie, I drive out to Mayfair, none of you know where that is, and I see one of the Lord of the Rings movies by myself on Christmas Day, surrounded by families. And that was a terrible, and then I made a cheese sandwich.
Wow.
All right, the time is good. I'll say that. Mark DeCarlo.
Excellent use of adjectives and adverbs. I felt like I was there. That was like a Saturday in a Charlie Brown Christmas story. Starting with your mom and your brother. I assume that there'd be some sort of de rigueur Santa appearance at the end that would cheer everybody up. But I love that you didn't go there and you let us wallow in your misery with you like we were in a big vat of greasy Christmas misery.
You don't get these for nothing.
No, you don't. Yeah, it's like a fondue of misery, actually, would have been the right word for it. I'm going to give you a 14.
Oh, well,
it's a good score. Chili Garbanzo.
Oh, hi. Sorry, I was muted. My kid's in the kitchen screaming. Hey, Honest, it's good to see you. I basically made a word cloud of your story. Germany, cancer, mom, Lord of the Rings, Milwaukee, schizophrenic, disgusting. This is all fantastic. What a great word cloud. Everything I love is in
and it screams Christmas.
Oh yeah, and it's about Christmas. And it also reminded me of a Sufjan Stevens song. Sufjan is, I can never pronounce it right. Sufjan Stevens. He had a song about Christmas called "That Was the Best Christmas Ever," and it makes you cry out loud like your cat died. So thanks for reminding me of that. Anyway, I was going to give you 2 points, but you wore a tie, so 14 points.
14.
Wow, that's a good tie.
Marilyn Rajskub.
Nobody
Great job. Great job, everybody. This is not easy to do, to be put on the spot and go take us right in there with the details that you used. Great descriptions. And also, I feel like this is a story for the ages. The fact that there's so much hype around Christmas, it's bound to be disappointing. But with the palpable disconnect in your family and the mourning and the sadness, I actually found relief in the ending of being at Lord of the Rings. So I say give even more misery. I'm ready. 13.
Wow, great score. Another great score. Okay, let's see what Hannah's Phinney. Great story. Wearing a tie. We all appreciate that. Let's look at the leaderboard. Hannes' total score is 41. 41 points. Not bad at all. And we've got one more contestant here in the can of truth. And that's
can of truth.
Right now to tell a true 1 minute story. She's a writer and comedian, and she's author of the upcoming memoir, 2 Tickets to Paradise, From Cult to Comedy. Now, she's the producer of The Laugh Gallery, a new series by the Cruise Studios. I've actually done The Laugh Gallery. It's very funny. It's like art, making fun of art. It's really great. And before the pandemic, she performed in clubs all over the place. And now she performs in her living room behind an enhanced beauty filter over Zoom. Please welcome the very, very funny Katie Love. Katie!
Hey!
Hi, Katie.
Hi, Blaine.
How you doing?
Good. How are you? Or literati. Well, I'm doing well, Blaine. We don't say good. We say I'm doing well.
Let's tell you.
My vocabulary is deteriorating because I'm in pandemic, and it's good.
That
wheel brought to you by Cigarettables.
cigarettables.
No, nothing.
It's edible cigarettes.
Pretty obvious what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, is that candy cigarettes? Like when I was a kid, we had these candy cigarettes.
Oh, and you would just dissolve them into a sharp toothpick?
Yeah, it was just like white, except at the end it was like colored blue or something.
Yeah, and you'd snap them off or whatever. You get them for Halloween.
Oh, love that.
Yeah.
Katie Love landed on Breakup. Who knew? I'm sure she's got a story. Katie Love, whenever you're ready, you got 1 minute on the clock.
All right. So when I was about, 12 or 13, I had this boyfriend, and we were in this crazy religion, the Jehovah's Witnesses. And of course, I've left that. So don't worry. There's fornicating coming later. But I'm a teenager, and I meet Eddie Esquire, the love of my life. Well, we live out in the country because my sister raised me, and she was going through this Laura Ingalls, like, Little House on the Prairie phase. So I lived way out in the fucking country. But this guy was in love. He got on his 10-speed, and he drove, 3 miles, 4 miles for me. Can't even get a guy to answer a text back now, but he drove a long ways to come and see me. And so we finally had to break up because, of course, we weren't supposed to be going out anyway. And then he ran away. But he ran away to Fiesta Days, which was the local carnival. And he called me from Fiesta Days and said we could travel with the carnival. And I said, no, come home. I hate corn dogs. No. And that was the end.
Wow. Talk about a fork in the road.
A lot going on there, Mary Lynn Rajskub.
I love the story. It had everything. You brought it into the present day you gave us foreshadowing, warning, fornication ahead, and ending on the corn dog. I really felt like I went on the whole ride with you, and I felt the pain of young love and the yearning maybe for it today. Maybe you wished you had gone to the with him. I'm giving you a 14. Fantastic job.
Mark DeCarlo.
Yeah, loved it. Loved the story. Loved the language. Loved the lyrical melody of the way you told it. Disappointed that you didn't run away and join the carnies, though. I think for comedy's sake, for our sake today, would have been a much funnier story if you were telling it with some missing teeth and some really gnarly tattoos and had some horrible road stories. So to punish you for making the smart choice, but not the entertaining choice, I will give you a 14.
I think what he's saying, Katie, is you're too pretty. You're too pretty for the 15. I think that's what I heard.
No, I'm actually directly implicating the fact that I've never seen a carny with a full set of 32. Have you?
No.
And believe me, I spent a lot of time at carnivals. I think it's part of the deal. You can't have them all if you want to travel with this.
No matter what, everyone in the whole place smells like corn dogs. Can you live with that for your life?
Yeah, but you shouldn't be that thoughtful when you're 12. You should be you should be on, like E.T., on the handlebars of his bicycle, riding down, following the 18-wheelers to the next town to rook some yokels out of their money.
The police came to our house and wanted me to tell them where he was, and I folded pretty quick. I was like, he's at the carnival yesterday.
All right, I'm changing now she gets a 15. Adding the police extra point.
Capatch, Blaine.
Oh, I thought it was great.
Section of the story.
What? Sorry? Oh, sorry.
I love how you just snuck it in and got a 15. You got in more story. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, oh yeah. That was like that was sort of like a last gasp thing. It's like Tenet, where you go back 20 seconds and I didn't see it. Hey, I loved it. It reminded me of my favorite Proclaimers song, 4 miles on a 10-speed bike, which I used to sing all the time when I was riding 4 miles on my.
There's 7 layers to that joke. It's like a piece of cake.
It is. It's a dip. I love corn dogs because I love hot dogs and I love sticks. And it's just everything's there. Everything is there. But I was going to give you a 15, but I'm going to take a point off for doxing Eddie Esquire on the internet. 14 points.
Wow, another great score. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. This is great. Katie's total score, 43. A great score. And now we're going to be moving on to the second round. I'm going to take all 4 names and put them back in the can of truth. In the can of truth. And now we have to talk to Mark DeCarlo about why you hid your Emmys.
Because they have to go to sleep at 7 o'clock. And if they don't get their 10 out, yeah. They could, I've taught them to talk. If I took that off, they could ask you where the cracker is, and then one of them would say really vile things.
I'm a real Emmy.
Did you ever see Pat Healy's bird act? It's hilarious. He would do it at Toby Huss's show at the dearly defunct Steve Allen Theater there. He was hilarious.
Hey, listen, so basically what you're saying, it's like a bird cage. You cover the Emmys, and then in the morning, you uncover that.
And they're like,
like if you're with your wife, Yanni, then you might just want to show them to her at another time.
it's the only way I get laid.
That's what I was thinking. All right, you guys, all the names are back in the can. And let's go ahead and pull the first name. This person's coming on for a true 2-minute story. Holy cow. Oh, look at that. It's Katie Love.
Oh, she's still hot from the last time.
Back to back, Katie Love.
Hey, let's tell her what to do, guys.
Spin that
Man, that wheel.
This wheel spin brought to you by Car Alarms, letting you know a motorcycle just drove by. Car Alarms. Christine?
Drunk Tank. Katie landed on Drunk Tank. I bet she's got a story. When you're ready, Katie, we'll start the clock.
Okay, so again, I'm a teenager. I'm growing up as a Jehovah's Witness. I promise you I left it. Again, more fornication to come. But I had no experience as a drunk, and I thought, well, why not get some? And so I went next door, and I partied with my friend in the world. She was the worldly one. And she said, do you want a beer? Sure. So I had a beer, one beer, and I was like, wow, that was really something. And thanks a lot. And I went home, and I was like, that was so much fun. I want to be cool. And the next day, I went to school and pretended that I was drunk from the day before's one beer. So I walked around the hallways in the junior high, middle school thing, and I was just like, hey, and yeah. How do you know my combination? What? Oh, I'm going to English class? No, that's cool. I'm so drunk right now. And of course, I ended up in the principal's office, and the nurse was like, I don't know what's wrong with her. Maybe she thought I was having a stroke at age whatever I was, 12, something like that. And she said she must be doing drugs. And so they called my religious family, and the religious family came right away in their Pinto car. They just drove in that Pinto station wagon on those long country roads to get their drug addict sister. And there I was in the nurse's office. And I get in the car, and my brother-in-law goes, what kind of drugs are you doing? Roll up your sleeves. And I'm rolling up my sleeves, and I'm like, I can't believe the beer shows up on your forearms. This is so weird. And he goes, what kind of drugs are you doing? Are you doing heroin? And I didn't know what heroin was. We were super religious out in the country. We knew nothing except knocking on doors. And I was like, I don't know. I just remembered that the can said Coors. And that was pretty much
Wow, right there at 2 minutes. Let's go straight to Blaine Capatch and his Emmy.
Well, I loved it. I love the way you went back to your Jehovah's Witness thing. I had a neighbor who was a Jehovah's Witness. His name was Jim Tobin. I'm going to dox him. And my friend Dirk Slack took a shit on the bumper of his car and thought it was really funny. And then, but he never cleaned it off, and it dried dried on his bumper. So thanks for bringing that back. That was good. I love that everything happened to you when you were 12.
pretty much.
And I love that Jehovah's Witnesses drove Pinto station wagons because they were very cool, but very dangerous, like Jehovah's Witnessism itself.
Yeah.
I would give you another 15, but I can't because of the thing where Christine will hit me. So 14.
Larry Lynn Rajskub.
Another great, super relatable and super freaky at the same time. Like the fact that you pretended to be drunk. I applaud your commitment, and that seems like something that would be a storyline in a sitcom where you'd be like, no one would do that. And the fact that you were like, I'm doing it. shows that you were just in your own world enough, and a very good actress. Yeah, and I definitely can relate to. I didn't know how to drink either, and I took a Tupperware cup of vodka and plugged my nose and just kept drinking it, and then it was really, really fun for about 12 seconds, and then I fell cartoon style straight down, and then barfed all night on the tent that we made on the porch to sleep in so that we could get away from parents. So great job, great story. 14.
14. And Mary Lynn, I give you a 15 for that story.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt about it. Mark DeCarlo.
You should throw up in tents all the time.
I'm going to do that.
I get really tense when I throw up. I thought that was a really great story. Again, your language skills and the way you kinetically tell a story, you sucked me in. I was there. I loved it. I'm very visual, very cinematic. The Pinto filled with the angry Jehovah's Witnesses trying not to pull over and stop at every goddamn front door that they see because they have to get to the cops. Damn your wrath, Christine. I give her another 15.
A really great score. Katie Love.
Hey, look at that score, 159. She nailed. Literally, she stuck it like Nadia Comaneci.
Yeah, that's some Carrie Strug stuff right there.
That really is.
I'm sorry, I didn't know this was. Sorry, I didn't know this was in the way, you guys.
A great round for Katie Love. Thank you so much, Katie. But there's so much more talent coming up. So stick around, you guys, because anything could happen as I reach into the can of truth and pull the next contestant coming to the stage right now. And it is Emerson Dameron. Emerson, come on up.
Hi, Emerson.
Good to be back.
Let's tell him what to do. Spin.
That.
That wheel.
It's been brought to you by Microsoft Gel Caps. Easier to digest than a tablet. Microsoft Gel Caps. Christine?
Holidays. Emerson landed on holidays. A 2-minute story about holidays. Whenever you're ready, Emerson, we'll start the clock.
I guess my favorite holiday is my birthday. I've never really been religious, so that's the one I celebrate the most. And I have not always had fireworks on my birthday. There was an entire year, the year of 2010, where on Memorial Day, I started drinking, and I didn't really stop until Labor Day. And my birthday fell in that window. It's June 16th, which is also Bloom's Day and a number of other things. On this particular year, I scheduled a birthday party in a bar and invited some of my friends to come and meet me there. And I started drinking early that day, as was my wont, and also because I needed to start drinking to screw up the courage to go hang out with people and drink more. And it got away from me a little bit. The holiday spirit went to my head. It was also an ongoing holiday because I was unemployed. And I was on vacation permanently, semi-permanently, it felt like. And I remember waking up and realizing it was 2:00 in the morning the following day, and I had slept through my own birthday party. I missed it. I did not go. I woke up to a bunch of text messages asking me what was up, where was I, this is not like you. And that's how I celebrated my birthday, which, because of the kind of person I was at the time, was perfectly appropriate.
Wow. What a story. Mary Lynn Rajskub.
Wow. A lot of twists and turns. Right down to the ending, because of the kind of person I was. What does he mean by that? I need the next chapter. What kind of person were you? And I love the insertion of you needed to do that to hang out with people. I want to go in there a little bit more of like, what was the insecurity there? Because I don't really want to know about the drinking so much as what drove you to drink. And I also think it's really ballsy to just declare that your birthday is a holiday. So congratulations on that.
That's why the swear word.
Great job.
What's the score, Marilyn?
14.
14. That's a great score. Blank back.
I got to agree with Mary Lynn. It's not a legal holiday. So I think you're sort of getting away from the topic a little bit by talking about your birthday.
I mentioned 2 holidays in there.
Oh, you know what? You know what?
Very sneaky of you.
Memorial Day and Labor Day.
You know what? I'll allow it. I love that you got drunk from Memorial Day to Labor Day. You went from white pants to white pants. That is some serious alcoholism. So I'm gonna give you a 0.08 for that. And, I think you were going to end up with 15, but again, like your first story, you didn't say what your actual birthday was. So I'm going to take a point away.
I did. June 16th.
June 16th.
Oh, well then you know what? 15 fucking points.
Whoa.
I swore in front of my kid who's playing video
Gotta
games.
push
I
back.
hope you're happy.
That's right.
Campaigning for more points. Emerson coming in.
Yeah.
Nothing with that. Mark DeCarlo.
Not since Hemingway has the economy of words sucked me into a story. I feel like I'm inside a Dyson right now. As Mary Lynn was saying, all the unanswered questions left from your dangling participles. Who is this guy? Why is he this way? He's broken. Will duct tape alone fix him? We don't know. It wasn't particularly funny. But it was. I think this will be the story I'll be thinking of when I wake up tomorrow. So I'm going to give you a solid 13.
Not a bad score at all. 38 points. Is that true? Wait a second. That's not the score. Hold on now. Let's back it up. Emerson.
I can't believe you referenced Margot Hemingway in your.
What a writer!
She was great. Really great.
42 for Emerson. 42 total points.
She signed my yearbook.
And not only that, Emerson
Low
is
eBay.
and just a really nice guy, and I'm always happy to have him on the show. So thank you, Emerson. You were great. Really.
Thank you.
Great job, Emerson.
All right, you guys. This next person coming.
Great voice too. He's got a great voice for listening.
Right? He's like very intimate. He pulls me in. I'm just like
he should be on NPR. That's the voice.
yeah, he should be, along with my favorite person, Lakshmi Singh.
Oh my God! I was just going to do a Lakshmi Singh joke. I really was. I'm gonna have to go back to my Warren Olney hunk. I'm Kai Rizdal, and we're going to talk about somebody else's money for 20 minutes.
About NPR hosts. Give me another host, Marilyn. You got one?
Terry Gross.
Terry.
Yeah, all right.
Carlo.
Hugh Hauser.
And now,
Public TV, but still.
Oh.
Marilyn, you ever know that when you do this show, people tell stories?
No, I'm Terry Gross. I don't bow down and stoop down to your level, Huel.
Oh my God.
the next contestant coming up to spin the wheel to tell a true 2-minute story is the fabulous Erica Blumfield. Erica! There she is. All right, you guys, let's tell her what to do. Spin!
Spin. That.
Whoa.
Spin that thing.
This has been brought to you by Fred Schneider Sporting Goods. They're good for sporting. Fred Schneider Sporting Goods.
School days. Erica Lennon on school days. A true 2-minute story, Erica. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hold on okay. When I was in the 8th grade, we had this assignment called the 8th grade observation project, EGOP. And we were supposed to go spend the day with someone's career who we admired. So, most kids went to like spend the day like with a veterinarian or maybe a doctor or a lawyer. But I was like really into basketball. I played basketball and I was a big NBA fan, and I lived in Philadelphia, so I was a huge 76ers fan. And it was like Charles Barkley's heyday as a Sixer. And I decided that I wanted to spend the day with Charles Barkley. So my mom helped me figure out how to write to the public relations department who represents the Sixers. And I wrote this letter saying how like I was such a fan and he was such an inspiration. And they called and they let me go watch Charles and all the Sixers practice at St. Joe's University. And I got to shoot hoops with my, hero. And we got interviewed by the newspaper. And I feel that was a really like good lesson that I used in life when I was stable and doing well, to persevere when you had a dream, to do something. If you try hard enough and you put your mind to it, and if you write a convincing letter with your, heart and passion. And so that has always been my favorite memory of Philadelphia and my school days. And EGOP was an inspiration. And I still love Charles Barkley.
All right. EGOB. Let's talk about it. Mark DeCarlo.
That was like a Hallmark movie. What a fantastic fantastic idea that you had, and I could only imagine meeting your hero at that age made such an impression on you, and good for him for doing it. And I don't think there's any question that's a 15 story. It would even be better if you totally made it up.
No, it's true.
The fact that it's true, if it was completely true, only 14.
No, you gave me 13 in the beginning, and I got audience.
15.
And I had to come up with, anyway.
Perfect timing. Suck me in the story. A beautiful story, 15. That was great.
Also threatened. It's okay. Blaine Capatch.
Oh, I thought it was great. I thought the 8th grade observation project normally would get people arrested, but in this case, it was good. And you know what? You're only the second person, the only second woman to get the EGOP. The only other one is Rita Moreno. So congratulations. The only other person who ever got the EGOP. I think you should write a spec script called "How to Spend a Day with Charles Barkley," and you guys should fight crime. I think that's the show. And thanks for taking me back to Philadelphia. And I was a little disappointed. I was going to give you a 15, but you talked about Philadelphia. Nobody threw batteries at you. So I'm going to take a point away for not being true to Philadelphia, where you would have batteries thrown at you.
I will say, though, that I feel basketball fans of Philly are not like the rest of Philly fans. So.
You know what? I'm gonna give you a 15 because you backed up your fandom. And you went to bat for some people, and going to bat is something you don't often do in basketball. And I gotta say, the painting behind you looks like you're working out a season of a show. It's fantastic.
Yeah? Oh.
Yeah. It looks like a big bulletin board full of cards.
My mind.
Taking me back.
It's a good thing it wasn't a hockey story, like a Philadelphia Flyers story. They throw car batteries at those games. Yeah. Very dangerous.
Yeah, Die Hard.
What's the battery thing?
Mary Lynn.
There was a famous thing where Santa was in a parade and everybody along the parade route threw batteries at him or some shit. Or he was like doing some Santa appearance and people threw batteries at him.
And not the little double A's. These are C's and D's.
Yeah, like big batteries. It's like throwing spark plugs at a bus window. These things are gonna hurt. Don't do that, Philadelphia.
Mary Lynn Rajskub.
That story was amazing and inspiring, and the kind of thing that you don't really imagine doing when you're a kid. And I'm frankly a little jealous. So for that reason, I'm going to dock you at least a point. And I also can't. I am so scared of everything and think that the world is against me. This has nothing to do with you. This is me personally, that I never allowed myself to be a fan of something. So I'm going to dock you for being a fan. And the story was so heartwarming that I was angry. So I would like to. I'd like to laugh some more. I want some more bitterness in my story. I want some more pain. Maybe you start as an addict. Maybe you add that in at the beginning.
I like that. I like that a lot.
That would be for me. That would be forgive me a little something. So you got a 13. Yeah. Great job. Yeah.
You should listen to my podcast.
All in all, a really good.
Like, I got something for you. I got something for you. All right.
And Barkley grabs the needle and stops you from injecting right on the free throw line. And that's the moment you decide, damn it, I'm giving up this junk. Swish. Ba-ba. Hallmark.
I like it. I'm with it.
You know, if you did it right, if you really cast it well and wrote it well, you know you'd get Oscar.
Okay, wait, that was in fact 44. Yeah, there it is on the leaderboard. Way to go, Erica. Nice job. We've got one story left to tell a true 2-minute story, and then we'll check out the real scores. And again, if we have a tie, no worries. We'll have a spin-off round in the 3rd round. But right now, let's hear from a very talented person. And you know him, I know him. His name is Hannes Phinney.
Hannes.
Here we go.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're not holding up our awards. Okay.
Hey, can I go on record? This Emmy is my late father-in-law's Emmy for directing Rugrats. He's an animation director, Jim Duffy.
Oh yeah,
he directed.
It was a good show.
G.I. Joe, The Smurfs, Gem and the Holograms. He worked on Yellow Submarine and Heavy Metal. I'm gonna give props to him.
Wow, that's a story I want to hear.
Yeah,
the Yellow Submarine story.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't have an Emmy to hold up, but if I did, you know I would. All right, you guys.
Let's hold up a little award we have for our audience called a Phinney, and have him spin that wheel.
That wheel.
Oh, this is exciting.
This is exciting.
It's been brought to you by Bush. When a tree is just too much, when grass isn't enough. Christine?
Drunk Tank. Hannes Phinney landed on Drunk Tank, and I don't even think this guy drinks, but I bet he has a story. Whenever you're ready, Hannes.
Okay. I actually thought of this because somebody else was on Drunk Tank, and I'm like, I'm never going to get it. I've never been in the Drunk Tank. I don't really drink. That doesn't mean I never drank anything. There's one time when I was in high school, me and my friend Mark Augustine, that's right, I'm naming him, or what do you call it? I'm doxing him. And he may be watching now. I don't know. We got a bottle of Southern Comfort. Yes. You can see where this story is going. My mom's out of town. We're at our my apartment, my mom's apartment. She's out of town. We're drinking Southern Comfort. I think I had one, and then I was done. Mark, however, decided to go on that high school binge. This guy was probably even straighter than I was, and must have had 5 or 6 shots of Southern Comfort. So there's a point at which I'm in the bathroom. I don't know why I'm in the bathroom. He hurtles into the bathroom to vomit in the toilet, which forces me to back. I have nowhere to go but the shower. So I'm trapped in the shower while my friend is vomiting violently, this disgusting smell of Southern Comfort. I get around here. He decides to call his family and say he's going to sleep over because he couldn't control his bodily functions. He left that part out. So I go to sleep in my mom's bed. He's sleeping out on the couches where I slept. That's another whole story of poverty. And what I remember is going out in the middle of the night to check on him, and he was looking at my Penthouse magazine that I kept under the couch. And kids, you may remember, Penthouse magazine is how we used to have pornography. It was actually, I was a 17-year-old boy. I'm allowed to have Penthouse under my thing. Anyhow, so first I saw him vomit, then I saw him looking at a Penthouse centerfold, and I was like, I'll never look at you the same way again, Mark Augustine.
Is he single, Hannes? Is he single?
What?
Ladies, is he single?
No, definitely not.
All right, Blaine Capatch, what do you think?
I love that you doxed Mark Augustine. There's a lot of doxing going on tonight. I love that you told a Southern Comfort story, and then you said I had one, and everybody knew what you were talking about. I love that you were violently vomiting. Nobody ever vomits peacefully anymore. I think that's what we need to sort of come together as a.
That would bring the country together. Yeah.
Yeah, just vomiting peacefully for a while.
He had a tent like Maryland.
And it reminded me of the time you're talking about Penthouse magazine. It reminded me of the time that my 7-year-old found my porn stash, and I had to explain to him what a VHS tape was. It was very uncomfortable. So I'm going to give you, because I was walking all that way for that joke. I thought that joke was going to get me out of it.
Worth it.
14.
14. Mary Lynn Rajskub.
A simple story, a disgusting story. I was brought in moment by moment. I mean, the show is called Hannes and the Pig, I think, because you are stuck in the shower. Like, that sucks. That shows the hierarchy of that friendship. And why can't you get out of there? Like, what's wrong with you? And then up a notch, I was thrown for a loop. What's this fucking guy takes out a penthouse? He's touching and just gonna be aroused after vomiting. Like, this guy is the worst. He needs to be arrested if he hasn't been already. And I love this story because I love to hate him on your behalf. 14
points. It's not a bad score at all, Blaine Capatch.
I already went, but I'll say there's nothing more fun than jerking off when you're drunk.
Mark.
You know why? Because you get your money's worth. It takes hours.
You really do.
Yeah.
Hannes, I enjoyed the story, but I must be honest and tell you, I think you missed a huge opportunity here. As I'm listening to the story, all I can think of is, what does this apartment smell like? Ooh. When you whip out the Southern Comfort, there's that Southern Comfort smell. Then you've got the vomit smell. He runs into the bathroom. You don't tell us where in the process of your bathroom going you were. Had you just sat down? Were you about to get up? That changes the whole vomiting section of it. It's a more gross story, the way I was hearing it, more visceral, if you will. You probably took the high road, and rightly so. So I'll just keep my smells to myself and give you a 14.
A 14. Okay, that's not a bad score at all. So let's take a look at the leaderboard, and we'll see what Hannes Phinney scored. Let's see. I'm not sure because I don't do math, but it looks like Hannes Phinney had a 42. A 42. That's not a bad score at all. Now listen, as my accountant,
Waterhouse
producer adds up the scores, I wanted to remind you guys that we're here, Story Smash, live streaming on Facebook and YouTube every Friday night at 7 p.m. This is the funniest and best game show that is not on television right now. So watch, love it. Throw out your comments. I'm watching the chat. I love you guys chatting. Thank you so much. And come back, please. If you missed the show tonight, or any of your friends missed the show, tell them to watch it on YouTube. It'll be there under Christine Blackburn. Oh my, look at that. I have a virtual tip jar. It's never been used. So why don't you right now?
Break the seal. Break the seal, people.
Break the seal.
Pinhead commands you to break the seal. Pinhead commands you.
Break the seal.
Is
You shall not pass.
$10. If you want. All right, you guys. Now let's take a look at the leaderboard. Where are we? I don't even know. It's been so much fun. Who do we got first? Emerson. Emerson's total score was 83. 83. A great job, Hannes. Oh, where's Emerson? Emerson, come on the screen. Oh, there you are. No, that's good. There's Emerson. Emerson, out of 90, you got a total of 83. Now, what else are we looking at? Who else? We got Hannes' total score, 84. 84 out of 90. Not bad. Who else? We've got Erica's total score. Where's Erica at? Erica's total score is 85. 85. So looking up.
They keep going up. Oh my God.
Yeah, no kidding. And now I think we've got one more score coming, and that would be Katie Love. Where's Katie Love? Katie's score is 86. Oh my gosh. Katie Love is the winner of Story Smack tonight. 10 bucks via Venmo tomorrow. You better believe it. All right.
Hey, Christine, can I say everybody was so fun tonight? It was a great story and a great vibe. Thanks for everybody for doing this tonight. It's always fun.
Wonderful. A wonderful evening.
Great show.
Thank you. Marilyn Rajskub, did you have fun?
Oh my gosh, the best. We needed this, guys. We need it. Thank you so much. You guys were fantastic.
Mark DeCarlo.
I had a blast. Thanks for inviting me. This was almost as fun as actually leaving my home.
Big thank you to Hannes, Phinney, Emerson, Dameron, Erica Blumfield, and our winner tonight, Katie Love. Fantastic.
Thank you, everyone.
I sure you watched.
Congrats, Katie.
We'll see you next Friday.
Nice job, Katie.
Thanks, everybody.
Great job, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thanks.
Mark DeCarlo's wardrobe provided by Dicker and Dicker of Beverly Hills at Exchange.